So there are two questions on the Istekhara issue. The first question is, what is the correct method to decide the niyyah? And then the second part of that question is in regards to Istekhara for marriage. Is it permissible to take out Istekhara for marriage? If yes, under what circumstances?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let me begin by talking about the issue of Istekhara in general. Istekhara, the word Istekhara means to seek khair, to seek the good from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, the way we say khairul amal. So khair, you know, and istekhara is basically seeking for the khair. And it is a practice which is there based on the ahadith from the ma'asumin that we have. However, you have to remember one thing about istikhara for any purpose that you would like to see istikhara. There is a saying which says, al-isteshara qabla al-istikhara. When you want to do something, you first have to go through the normal means of making that decision. You are planning something, you want to buy something, then you have to go and find about the product and the price. You know, if you don't know much, then you go and ask those who know before you make the decision. And so it's the isteshara, which means consulting those who know on that issue, is the first step. If you are not able to reach to the decision after isteshara, after seeking the advice of those who know that topic or that item or that issue, then one option is there. It's just an option. It is not recommended. It is not something that you must do. That you go and see istikhara. What istikhara means is that, you know, there is a dua that you recite, or you ask somebody else to do the istikhara for you, and they will either use the Quran or the tasbih, and to give the response whether it is khair or not, it is good or not. And so the first thing is that, remember, istikhara is not the norm. You have to do the isteshara first. Some people become, you know, they have this dependency on istikhara. Do I go out today? Istikhara. Do I go back home? Istikhara. But then sometimes they will be just out for 3 days. You know, so we have to be, there are extreme examples, of course, of those kinds. But you have to be careful that istikhara has its own place. Now, talking about a marriage, you know, it's the same principle. When you want to get married, or there is one prospective, you know, boy or girl, or whatever is the situation, you don't say, okay, let's see istikhara. You go through the normal process. Do the investigation about the person. You know, the background, the character, the family. And once you come to know about the person, then you should be able to make the decision. If there is still confusion, if there are conflicting reports, and you are not able to make the right decision, then istikhara would be one option. But it is not necessary even when it comes to the issue of marriage.